this is the information they don't want you to know. They don't want you to realize that they're that easy, they're that simple, that if you can figure out how to keep him under the influence of his hormones, keep him drowning in happy hormones, dopamine, then you can customize him to your own needs. And this is the reason why they tell you all the time, show appreciation for your husband or your man. Say thank you. They're not saying that because of it's some kind of man is here, men are better than women or anything like that. They're telling you this because this is the way to customize them. If you, that's probably not something I should say, but this is the best way to customize them, is to focus in on activating that dopamine in them. And this also creates the addiction. Most women have never even experienced the addiction phase that men go through. And this is before the attachment phase. If you haven't experienced the addiction phase, you haven't ever experienced true love. Remember, we talked about love yesterday? True love takes about 4 years for all of the neurotransmitters and hormones to build over time for love to happen in the body and in the brain. So it takes 4 years for that to happen. So the perfect recipe that I have found for men to create that addiction in them, to create those neural pathways and those learning experiences. So remember I said that I switched up from, I used to give my husband like a drink and I let him decompress and let him go on his own way. I decided I wanted a deeper connection with him. We're already in the attachment phase anyway. So I was like, I want a deeper connection. So instead of me just bringing him a drink, I started hugging him at the door. And now I found that he comes right into my arms. Before it was awkward where he was like, what's going on here? But I could tell he's enjoying it. Y'all have to realize some things, some forms of intimacy, men do not receive. We receive hugs all the time. We receive touches that we don't even want. But the intimacy that's currency for men, a lot of times they don't receive that. They don't receive those hugs that just pull you in, that show up. They don't receive that on a day-to-day basis. So when I started really just giving him a hug when he came in, and I would not even really say anything, it wasn't a conversation, I could tell he was enjoying them. And then now he's leaning into me. He's coming into the hug before I even get to him. So the neural pathways are already working. It's like as soon as he see me, he see peace. He see decompression. He see where he's going into the arms of safety. And that is what I was creating for him. And I found that we've gotten even closer. Like we've gotten to the point where him having the vulnerable moments with me are increasing. Because he's seeing me as safety. He's seeing me as that dopamine activated. And that is happiness and enjoyment. And see, the brain is addicted to these pleasure, is addicted to enjoyment, is addicted to happiness. That's the reason why majority, when it comes to looking at who gets addicted faster to drugs or sex or control or power, it is men. Because their brains act as a reward center. Regular gifts, money, flowers without prompting. Absolutely. All right. First of all, is he giving you anything? Let's start there because I got to figure out where we're going to start at. Because one of the things I realized, if he hasn't done it before, you're going to have to speak up. If he hasn't ever given you a gift, ever given you money, ever given you flowers, you're going to have to speak up in order to receive these things. Because you have to create the neural pathways, the learning experience, so he'll know just to continue to do it. So where are we starting from? Are we starting from he's never done this before? Or are we starting from he's done this before, he's been giving me all the time? I'm ending the addiction phase relationship now. Yes, it gets that serious. That's why I said do not take and utilize anything that I give you with malicious intent, because it backfires. Because you can absolutely end up with a stalker or a crazy man. That's the reason why I gave you the video yesterday, to kind of evaluate him for his capacity to love, because you don't want to end up with a crazy stalker person that is addicted to you and you have to go in hiding or call the police, because it can get that serious. Because since men are addicted to certain things, they can become addicted to you. And when they addicted to you, you can customize. Men are very customizable. That's what they don't want you to know. They want you to believe or that they all really tough and strong and have a facade. I'm telling you, they're nothing but teddy bears at the core, especially the healthy ones. So regular gifts and money, flowers. Let's say we start and he's not receiving those things. I would say, I would love, first of all, if it's going to be money, you just need to give him a problem. And that is all. You don't give him a solution, you just give him a problem. Oh, well, I've been working or whatever. I've been working all this time. And right now, I feel like I'm going to have to come up with this amount. And then instead of sitting here spending all your time with him, actually go do the thing. Because I'm not into manipulation. But then he should offer to solve that problem. Remember, the number one, I give out a simple recipe when it comes to getting the things that women want. Give him a problem. Let him give you the solution. Don't tell him how to solve it. Don't tell him how to handle it. Then once he does give you the money, the gift of flowers, that's when you need to activate the reward center in his brain by giving him intimacy, appreciation, or ego stroking. I would say appreciation. Appreciation goes a long way. Just a simple thank you is enough. You can say, thank you. I appreciate you so much. You know, you come through in the clutch. Thank you so much. And that will give him the dopamine hit that he needs. And if it's something that hasn't been going on, you know, if it's something that hasn't been consistent or something he's not been doing, you might have to do it more than once. And it's not going to happen off the first time. Just to let anyone know who's going through this process right now, it's not going to happen off the first time. The brain slowly gets addicted to it. I would say probably after the second or third time, then it will become automatic and he'll do the thing without asking or you having to indicate or hint or do any of those things. Because he's going to realize you're creating, when you do the rewards, you're tapping into his reward center. You're creating neural pathways. These are new learning experiences. So it would operate automatic now. So now he knows that if I give her a gift, I will get some form of dopamine hit from her. I will get to be in that happy hormone, which my brain is addicted to. And the more that his brain is addicted to the dopamine, the more customizable he becomes and more yours he becomes. He does it when he wants or when he likes it, deems it acceptable with what he likes. I'm thinking about a new man to get him to start knowing that that's a requirement to continue dating. Absolutely. See, the thing is, when he isn't doing those things, you don't reward him for not doing anything. Like, you really have to realize he operates from the reward center and you have to just cut it off. You have to not give him his reward. If men can get the reward without doing the thing, they will do that. Then why would they absolutely pay attention to anything that you want when you're absolutely giving it to them without giving them a reward, either if they do it or don't. See, that's the way it works also. So since a male's brain is a reward system, if you know that he isn't giving any of the gifts or whatever he's not giving to you, and you continue to reward him for that, he won't create the neural pathways or the learning experience that you need. You're not customizing him. Only thing you're customizing and teaching him is that if he does the right thing or the wrong thing, he's still going to get a reward. So you need to cut him off. You don't need to do anything special for someone who is, you know, not doing the things that you want. You can't customize a man that way. So what I would suggest, every woman, like if you got needs within that relationship, and I say needs, not wants, please know what the difference is, because men understand the wants and they understand the needs. Know what they are. And this goes back into what I'm going to talk about tomorrow with communication. And I'm going to tell you why you have to give it in the way of a problem so that he can solve it. Because men operate from rewards. They operate off of points. So if you give it to him as a problem and a solution, how does he earn the points? How does he earn the points? He has to earn the points. He operates off reward. He wants to earn the dopamine hit. Okay. Of course, he'll continue to be somewhere where he gets the dopamine hit regardless of if he is not getting or not, but he won't be customizable. There's a part of him that shuts down when he's getting a reward after reward after reward for doing nothing. He's not doing anything, but he continues to receive a reward. It just doesn't mean the same, and it doesn't hit the same. And if you are in the process of customizing him, it makes you start all the way over. If it's even possible for him to be customized. Like I said, there's some ways that he may not be customizable. And that all goes back to his capacity for love. If his capacity to love is like zero, then it's harder to customize him because he already has an addiction that takes his space for that reward. That's the reason why a man that's an alcoholic, a sex addict, a drug addict, these men are hard to customize from the reward system because they already have a reward in place. They already know that alcohol is going to get them there. They don't need a woman to do that. Sex is going to get them there. They don't need a woman. You know how. You know what I mean when I say sex. I don't want to go down the path to get my pay shut down. They already cut me off at an hour every time. But men operate from the reward center. And since they operate from the reward center, they absolutely care if the reward is well given or it's just a prize that they did not earn. It doesn't hit the same. And they know this. And so you don't make them customizable when you give them something and they haven't earned the reward. Their brains know the difference. I can definitely see this. I'm a naturally affectionate, soft, nurturing, even without him doing these things. And they become attached and comfortable without feeling like they have met needs. Okay. And that's the reason why when you realize the needs are not getting met, this is where you have to take a pause and not give him a reward, because men operate from the reward center. So if you know, okay, I need this from him, but he's ignoring it, he's not trying to solve the problem, then you have to actually pull away and do something else, or pull away and date others. You have to pull away and not give him the reward. The more reward that a man gets and he hasn't earned the reward, the less customizable he is. And the more that a man has an addiction, the least likely you're going to be able to customize him. You can't customize a man who has an addiction because he already has a place for the reward. He's already getting a reward from something else. So the very thing you need to do, and I guess this goes into communication, and it works every single time. You tell him what you need. You allow him to solve the problem. You make sure that you tell him what it provides. Like when it came back to my trash example, I was like, babe, take out the trash. It will help the home smell a whole lot. It'll smell a whole lot better in here if you take trash out. And that is me telling him what I need and telling him what it provides. And then once he does that, then I choose which one I want to do. Do I want to do intimacy, which means do I want to give him a kiss on the cheek? Do I want to grab his hand? Do I want to show appreciation? This is the reason why women tell you all the time to utilize appreciation in relationships, especially with men, because men operate from the reward center. When you say thank you, it gives them that hit of dopamine, those happy hormones, and it creates the neural pathways, which is neural pathways, just is the learning experience that is needed so it can be on automation. Now, when he has to take out the trash, instead of him looking at me to ask him to take out the trash, he just takes it out. And then he just waiting on his reward. And I know this kind of sounds bad, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Like I said, I'm trying to veer away from it being manipulative because it isn't. I just want you to have a true understanding of how men's brains work so that you can, having an understanding of them makes it so much easier to customize the man that you're with or your husband so that you can have a better relationship with them. I can't help what people may use this for, but I can just give the information. But the male's brain is a reward center. It's the reward center, and women have it also. We just don't have to be, we're not as susceptible, and we don't fall under the influence as much as men do. But we have a reward center too. Ours just works differently. They are so used to wanting pleasure. See, men want pleasure, and then they have certain hormones that pushes them to pursue pleasure. So their brains is addicted to pleasure. And the more pleasure that they have, the more enjoyment, the more happiness that they have, the more that they want to be around that person or experience or thing that brings them enjoyment. And this is how you can use your appreciation. Like if you really want to make your man more customizable to you, Then you want to appreciate him. You want to say thank you. You want to stroke his ego. Babe, only you can do that. Look at you. You're the only one that can do that. I just love the way you handle that. I just love the way you treat me. I just love the way you just handle everything around me and just allow me to rest. Like,